Hey guys, Jessica Peterson here. Earlier I spoke with Rosa and she accepted this video on your behalf, and I'm super excited she did because I'm going to show you 3 strategies you can start using right away, and it's going to make a huge difference in your business. And I know that it will because we've applied these same strategies with over 50 other restoration companies just like you guys. And right now, you guys only have about 12 people organically landing on your website per month. And most of those are people that are searching for restoration solutions, your brand, not the actual services you're offering. 90% of people who search don't know who you are, so they're not going to be searching that brand name. They're going to be searching for these services that you offer. Okay, so it's absolutely critical that you have the strategies in place so you can capitalize on the available searches each month. Right now, you're missing out on over 60 to 70% of the available jobs by not having strategies in place, okay? So today we're going to talk 3 main strategies: your content keyword strategy, citations, and backlinks, okay? So here we are on your site. You do have a good looking site. You do have the basic foundations in place here. Looks like we do have a click to call button, which is awesome. You do want to make it as easy for your customers as possible when they land on your site so they can convert. You only got seconds to get their attention, and they will not search for your information. So having a form right up here on the top and click to call buttons on every page are critical. Now when it comes to ranking on Google, it's not based on the website's appearance. It is based on content, and you do need a lot of content. You do need to have separate pages for all of your major services. And it looks like you do have that. This is great. Google requires this, because Google wants you to be able to hyper-focus one page on that service. So that talks about the service and your processes and answers the most common questions and hyper-focuses on the local keyword for that service, okay? And so the content on your homepage is also critical. The homepage is actually the most important page of the entire website because it's supposed to tie all of these pages together like a nice pretty bow. Okay, so it does need to have a summary of all your major services. And you do have some summaries here, but there's no keywords, okay? We have to focus on the keyword. And so if you're basing everything out of Fort Worth or DFW, you need those keywords, okay? So whether it's water damage restoration DFW, water damage restoration Fort Worth, water damage restoration Dallas, okay, you need those keywords. And people search differently, so you want to capitalize on the different ways that they search. Now, this home page, being the most important page of your website, needs a lot of written content. So we want at least 1,500 words or more of this written content. If your competitors have more than 1,500 words, you do need more than they have. So you'll want 1,800 or even 2,000 words of content. I am happy to see that you do have some blogs. I can't tell how old they are, but adding long form blogs every month adds new fresh content, and Google loves that. It gives you the opportunity to index for more long tail keywords. So it's very advantageous, okay? And we have to do better than our competitors. So if we have more pages, more service area pages, you definitely want a separate page for every service area that you serve so that you can be found in each of these locations, okay? And then we just got to do better. So better quality content, more blogs, more pages. Make sure that we're hyper-focusing our content on the local keywords because Google is sending crawlers to your website. And they are like little mini robots, and it scans through all of these pages, all of your images, video, and written content to understand what your business is about, what type of services do you offer, and where do you offer those services. Without that keyword strategy, Google doesn't have enough information to be able to index you for the right keywords or bring people to your site. So hyper-focusing on your content keyword strategy are absolutely critical here. And if we were look at your top ranking water damage company in Fort Worth, we do have Paul Davis, and yes, they are a franchise, but they're also very beatable. You're not competing against an entire franchise, just the local franchisees that serve that area. So these franchisees oftentimes only have certain zip codes they can serve, and most of these franchises do not allow their franchisees to go in and modify most of this content. And so you actually have the upper hand. You do have the ability to do what they're not able to, and really hyper focus on your strategy that works for you, having the right content and keyword strategy. So you just have to do better than they're doing. Have more content, more trust factors, more keyword strategy, more pages, and just overall do better than they're doing. Better quality content, etc. All of those things are going to help you to be able to outrank these guys, and it is absolutely very doable for you. Now, we know when your customer does a search, they'll do a search similar to this. And when they do, we want it to be your website that is showing up. And there's 3 main spots on the first page of Google that your website has a good opportunity to be in good position for. And the first is generally going to be ads. Those are cost per click ads and local service ads, which can be really lucrative if that's what you want to do, as long as you have your processes dialed in and you have the proper landing pages built. Because without those things, you're not going to get a good ROI, okay? Now, these next 2 sections get even more traffic. So this here is your Google Business Profile, Google Map Pack. And you want your profile to be in this top 3 because 30% of people come straight here and don't go anywhere else. So when you're not one of these top 3 companies, you're leaving money on the table and you're quite literally handing your customers to your competitors. So in order to bring your profile into that top 3, you do need to further optimize that profile and go and get something called citations, which are simply listing the name of the business, the address, phone number, and website, and putting those in a bunch of directories like the Yellow Pages, Better Business Bureau, Yelp, Glassdoor, Houzz, Angie's, and Home Advisor. And even your social media profiles, okay? All of those are really good citations. So you need more of those than your competition has, okay? And that's going to help you a lot when it comes to getting in the top 3 of the maps. And then this third section here is even more important. This is your organic section. This is where 60 to 70% of people come. They'll skip the ads and the maps and they'll come right here. So it's really important. This is where your website is showing up. Okay. Now, in order for your, let me step back. It's really important because 60 to 70% come straight here. They'll skip the ads, the maps. So if you don't have your website here, you're missing 60 to 70% of the available jobs every single month. So in order for your website to show up here, it all comes back to the foundation of this website. Do you have it properly optimized? Do you have the right content and keyword strategies? And then are you applying backlink SEO? Okay. So this here, this is Ahrefs, a paid tool we use to show how your website is performing. We can see here your rating has, your website as a whole has a rating of a 21, which is pretty decent. Most of the websites we audit have really low scores. Okay, so it's not bad. But it also means Google still totally doesn't trust your website. And so part of that has to do with the quality of the website, but it's more so the power you're setting to it. And we send power to our websites with backlinks. Okay, so we do need a lot of backlinks, but we only want good quality do follow links, and we need more than our competition. Now you have 1,000 links and a rating of a 21, which tells me that there's quite a bit of spammy stuff going in here. You only get credit for 1 backlink per referring domain because the referring domain is just the website that says the backlink. So you got tons of backlinks coming from the same website and they're kind of spammy. Okay, so once you go and get better quality links, it's going to help increase the score, which is going to promote your website higher and help your keywords to rank. Okay, so we need more of these than your competition. Now, you have an index for 26 keywords, but you're only getting 12 people to your website. And that is mostly coming from your brand. And you're not really ranking. A couple of keywords here, but they're not really relevant. So you're not really ranking for any of the local keywords and the important keywords that you need to start driving that traffic. When we look at your competitor, this franchise has a high score, and they have 59 backlinks for this subdomain in Fort Worth. They got 79 keywords, and they're getting over 797 people to their website. And when we look, we can see these are all the money keywords. Water damage restoration Fort Worth, mold remediation Fort Worth, water damage Fort Worth. Okay, so these are all the good money keywords. We can see there's hundreds in search volume. Okay, and they're on the first page. So they're getting tons of traffic for each of these keywords. Now, the higher you rank in Google, the more the percentage of the volume of this traffic you can capture. So these guys absolutely are beatable, but you do have to apply the strategies that I've just shown you today. So please feel free to take this information, run with it, apply it yourself, and start helping more people. But if you'd rather focus on what you do best and have a partner in growth, give us a call here at Peterson SEO, because this is our specialty. We specialize in working with restoration companies just like you guys. So please feel free to ask any questions, respond to my email, give us a call, and we would be happy to chat. And also, if you don't mind, if you could respond to my email and just let me know your thoughts on the video, I would really appreciate it, because I'm really trying to make these better. So thank you so much for watching, and I do look forward to hearing from you soon.